Did you know that millions of people suffer from a condition of clogged arteries called atherosclerosis? Some of the main risk factors for this condition are high cholesterol and triglyceride levels, high blood pressure, smoking, type 1 diabetes, obesity, physical inactivity, and a high saturated fat diet. Atherosclerosis is a slow, progressive disease that may start as early as childhood. However, it can progress rapidly. It is a hardening or narrowing of your arteries caused by plaque. Plaque is made up of deposits of fatty substances, cholesterol, cellular waste products, calcium, and fibrin. Plaque alone poses a threat with the possibility of getting stuck in the bloodstream and can narrow or block the artery entirely. If the blocked artery supplies the heart or brain, a heart attack or stroke occurs. If an artery supplying oxygen to the extremities is blocked, gangrene or tissue death can result. Now, let's get on to the good news. There's plenty you can do from a dietary perspective to curb your risk for atherosclerosis and even rid the plaque buildup that's already present. Welcome to Direction Healthy, and in today's video we will discuss 16 foods that will naturally unclog your arteries and decrease risk for atherosclerosis. Berries. Blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, and raspberries contain a lot of compounds that help arterial health. They are full of polyphenol compounds such as quercetin and anthocyanins, which have powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. Studies have shown that berry consumption is linked to better blood sugar control and LDL cholesterol levels. In comparison to other fruits like oranges, apples, and grapes, which contain a form of sugar called fructose, berries are a wonderful choice for regular consumption because their low glycemic levels are unlikely to drastically increase blood sugar. Fatty fish. Fatty fish such as sardines, mackerel, salmon, and anchovies are a powerful source of omega-3 fats. These omega-3 fats are potent anti-inflammatory unsaturated fats that are able to protect against inflammation of the vascular vessels in atherosclerosis. They can counteract the plaque depositing effects of unhealthy LDL cholesterol by increasing levels of good HDL cholesterol, lowering triglyceride levels, and cutting back on platelet aggregation, which reduces risk of blood clots. To further reduce the risk of developing atherosclerosis in the carotid artery, you can decide to eat 2 or more servings per fish per week. Research has shown that people who consume 2+ servings of fish per week are less likely to develop atherosclerosis in carotid arteries. Citrus fruits. Citrus fruits possess powerful antioxidant properties as they are packed full of polyphenol compounds called flavonoids, and these pick up free radicals that may otherwise cause oxidative stress and start disease process. You should check with your doctor to be sure that citrus doesn't cause any interaction with any medication you may be on. And if he gives you the go-ahead, you can opt in for a grapefruit or add a squeeze of lemon or lime into your water for a boost of bioflavonoid. Flax seeds. Regular intake of flax seeds has been associated with reduced levels of insulin, improved insulin sensitivity, and decreased blood sugar among overweight and obese individuals with prediabetes. These flax seeds are a good source of anti-inflammatory plant-based omega-3s. They are also a good source of fiber and antioxidant plant compounds called lignans. These lignans, according to research, lowers the risk of heart disease. It will be helpful to note that in order to reap the full benefits of flax seeds, you should go for ground flax seeds and store them in the fridge. This is because whole flax seeds are not fully broken down during digestion. Legumes. Legumes such as chickpeas, beans, and lentils contain a large amount of fiber, including soluble fiber, which lowers LDL cholesterol and can help prevent atherosclerosis. Therefore, if your dishes are mainly grain-based, you should consider replacing them with legumes. Just 1 serving of beans per day has been linked to reduced LDL levels. Legumes have also been associated with reduced chronic inflammation and blood pressure, both which we know to play significant roles in atherosclerosis and damage to blood vessels. Extra virgin olive oil. Olive oil is a rich source of monosaturated fatty acids, and according to research, diets rich in monosaturated fatty acids are associated with increased levels of HDL, or good cholesterol, and reduced levels of LDL, or bad cholesterol. These polyphenols contained in extra virgin olive oil help prevent LDL oxidation, reduce inflammation, platelet aggregation, and lower blood pressure. Increased olive oil intake is associated with reduced risk of cardiovascular events like stroke and heart attack. Olive oil is also of benefit to the blood sugar, and according to a meta-analysis, people with higher intake of olive oil had on average a 16% reduced chance of developing type 2 diabetes with lower hemoglobin A1C, which is a measure of blood glucose. Walnuts. Regular intake of nuts have been shown to reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease and coronary heart disease, which is a result of buildup of plaque in vessels that carry blood to the heart. Nuts are a good source of protein, healthy fats, and fiber. Walnuts have the highest levels of plant-based omega-3s of all nuts, and they are good for the heart. Consuming walnuts as part of a high-fat diet was shown in an animal study to reduce atherosclerosis plaque development by 55% compared to controlled diets. Avocado. Like olive oils, avocados contain a lot of monosaturated fatty acids which optimize cholesterol, clean out the arteries, and stabilize the blood. Eating one avocado per day has been shown by a recent study to be associated with reductions in LDL, or bad cholesterol. Avocados are also surprisingly a good source of fiber and contain about 6.5 grams per half avocado. Research has found that cutting down on saturated fat intake is of no benefit to the cardiovascular system, and so you don't have to be wary of eating avocados because of the saturated fat content. Beets. Golden red beets are controversial in taste to some people. They are some of the best sources of dietary nitrates, which are converted to nitric oxide in the bloodstream. This nitric oxide relaxes and widens blood vessels, in effect lowering blood pressure and strengthening artery walls, making them less vulnerable to narrowing and buildup of plaque. Beets are notably good for supporting healthy blood flow, and you can try to improve their earthy flavor by roasting them with olive oil or making them into a smoothie. Tomatoes. A study showed that people who eat a diet rich in lycopene, a strong compound responsible for the red color of tomatoes, were less likely to develop heart disease. Another study showed that increased blood levels of lycopene were associated with reduced risk of stroke. A helpful tip for increasing your body's absorption of lycopene is adding olive oil to your pasta sauce, as fat increases your body's absorption of lycopene. Allium Vegetables. It has been shown that increased intake of allium vegetables reduces the risk of death from atherosclerosis vascular disease. Allium vegetables include onions, chives, garlic, leeks, scallions, and shallots. They all contain a good amount of organosulfur compounds, which have been shown in several studies to help reduce cholesterol levels, blood pressure, inflammation, and platelet clumping. Cruciferous vegetables. Cruciferous vegetables such as cabbage and broccoli also contain organosulfur compounds and also have the potential to reduce your risk of death from atherosclerosis. Consuming cruciferous vegetables has been shown in further research to be associated with healthier carotid walls. Spinach. Spinach is a great source of dietary nitrates like beets and helps the blood vessels and arteries by boosting nitric oxide production. They also contain folate, which in addition to other leafy vegetables can help lower amino acid homocysteine, which is a known risk factor for atherosclerosis. Green tea. Consumption of green tea helps decrease vascular cell adhesion and has been shown in research to lower the risk of atherosclerosis by 5%. Green tea contains polyphenol compounds called catechins, which possess powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. Dark chocolate. Another source of polyphenol compounds is dark chocolate, specifically cocoa flavonoids, which studies have shown to help lower blood pressure and improve blood flow. You can choose to pair a low to no sugar dark chocolate that is 70% cocoa or higher with some walnuts to keep healthy blood sugar levels. Spices. Spices are flavorful herbs such as turmeric, ginger, and garlic, and are good sources of compounds that can benefit the cardiovascular system. According to research, intake of cinnamon may help reduce levels of HbA1c and blood pressure in people diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. An organic compound of cinnamon called cinnamaldehyde has been shown to possess anticoagulant properties and stops atherosclerosis process in animals with high cholesterol. And there you have it. These are some of the foods that can help curb the risk of atherosclerosis and unclog arteries. Which of them do you currently consume, and from which of them on the list did you learn something new? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.